Welcome everybody to the channel. Nice to meet you if you're new on the channel, if you just arrived and wanting to know what this channel is about. It's obviously about the BBC and how to cancel your license. It's very simple indeed. And of course, as I said, bit of a shock news today because I've only just heard. I've been quite busy with doing things about Sean Locke, a comedian who's passed away with cancer. Bit of a shock because I did admire the guy very much as a comedian, as a stand-up comedian, and I'm quite shocked really because I did pass him a couple of times, meet him, and well, not meet him personally, but it was in a hotel where I was working at, and I did say hello to him a couple of times, and it was just a great guy and very funny, laughing and joking with everybody in the hotel, and it was just a great guy. And I never had the time at the time I was working in this hotel, at the time to sort of have a chat to him. But I always remember it when this is when before he started coming on the circuit of comedians very early on in his career. He wasn't very well known then, and I didn't particularly know him. You know, he wasn't well known on TV. He was just doing stand-up, and I realised that he was obviously doing some shows and stuff, and where I was working at the time, and yeah, I just remember that moment, and that's what it's about. Sometimes you don't really think about things till people have passed away, how much you miss them. Like, you know, obviously we all know about Elvis and people like that, and the world famous people, how good they were, you know. And of course, when you hear about something, and Sean was a really great comedian in his own way. He had his own style, and of course that's what comedians were all about, you know, creating their own style. And of course he was a comedian's comedian. Everybody loved him because he was a great guy to be with, as far as I can make out. And then for that brief moment in this hotel in Manchester where I was working at the time, I did realise at the time who it was, and it was a gentleman that I you know, had a bit of a laugh and joke with people who were working there, you know, and I could see he was, you know, a really nice person, like, you know. And that was it really. I never thought much of him until he obviously got famous and stuff, and in that brief moment, obviously, you know, I came across the guy, you know, just in a hotel. But like I said, it's a sad thing when people do move on in life. I mean, he had a cancer, and cancer is quite a bad thing, you know, for everybody. My brother at the moment is going through it with cancer, throat cancer, so I'm tied up with that. But I remember that moment in time when, just today, when I saw it on the news about his death. I was quite shocked because I've been busy all day, and so this is what happens, folks. You know, you realise how great people were when they do pass. And a bit sad about it really, because this channel was going to be about Britain's famous comedians, you know, and I was trying to do an assessment on comedians, and of course there's so many, going back to the great Bob Monkhouse, you know, and people like today, Peter Kay, you know, comparing different styles of comedians, and Sean was looking at it. It was his own man, and that's what you create when you're a comedian. You create your own way of being on stage, and creating it, you know, creating the rapport with the audience, and being as you are, you know, being a unique comic. And obviously I did think he was really good, but like I say, to analyse comedy, it's a big test, because there's so many good all-round comedians basically, and people who are comedians basically, like the great Ken Dodd, of course. It's like just a matter of opinion. Some people love Ken, but sometimes you can understand that not everybody likes people, you know, it depends on taste, but you couldn't help laughing at Ken because he was so good. But some of the people, say something like Sean, at first they come across quite harsh, and you know, sometimes, you know, you get to know the comedian. So sometimes he was passed by a bit, and it's only now that he's passed, really, that they'll realise how good a comedian on stage he was, and what his own unique style was, and it was very, very unique. But like I said, there's so many. I mean, like I was saying, in comedian worlds, I mean, I was only just looking recently at Max Bygraves and stuff like this, and other comedians, to try and go through my channel as just an ordinary person, thinking, well, these people made me laugh when I was growing up and everything else. So this is why I was saying it's a matter of opinion sometimes, but nobody has to laugh at all the time. And I think Alex Belfield said to me that you can't make people like you, and that is probably true. You know, you laugh at somebody who cracks a joke. Anybody can tell a joke and crack a joke, you know, and you can laugh at it. And laughter is what it's all about, to be laughed. But like I said, it's a bit of a sad day. That's why I wanted to make this video, and sort of, if I did do a YouTube channel with all the best comedians, obviously Sean would be there. And of course, sadly, I do, you know, feel a bit upset today about it, that he has passed away at such a young age. You know, it's sad. But like I said, we have to move on in life. Like I say, we have to face things and move on. And of course, like I said, about this channel, thank you very much for everybody tuning into the channel, and giving me some input and likes and comments and stuff, and it's getting my message across. But today is just quite a sad day, because I've been not been able to do any videos today because I've been busy. And I just got this news, and that's what I was saying. I just feel so upset, really. I didn't know him personally, anything like that, but when he's a star on TV, like, and you saw him, you see people on the TV like he was. You turn on Channel 4, you know, Cats and stuff, and the TV series he was in, because obviously I'm not a TV license now, so I haven't watched much of him in the last couple of years, because I haven't been watching the terrestrial television. But it's all on YouTube, of course, and of course I really sort of you miss out sometimes on some people that you know, at the time, you know, you don't think about things. Of course, he was a big comedian, really, and of course the lockdown stuff and everybody. So it probably, you know, it could have been different for him. That things could have gone better for him. More, well, he is well known, but I'm saying to me, it just seemed that he's grossly underrated how good he was. And I was going to put him in my channel, actually, when I talked about different kind of comedians, your style and stuff, because that's what it's about. When you're on stage, like I'm doing this video now, some people might give it a dislike and don't like it, but it's the way you come across to people, that you're genuine, and you try and make people laugh. It's not an easy thing to do, and Sean had his own way, very, very unique way, very much like a lot of comedians. They do get their personality across, you know, and after a while you warm to them, and realise, like, now he's gone and he's not going to be around anymore, how sadly he will be missed. And that's just my tribute to Sean Locke. A really great guy, great comedian, very, very funny, and grossly underrated, really, in the well, Hall of Fame of comedians. And of course, when I do eventually do my channel, the Hall of Fame of comedians or something like that, Sean will be there. And I feel sorry for all his friends and everybody, and it's a sad day to hear about this, and I wish him, you know, rest in peace. And it's just a shock, really is. Really, I didn't know he was ill or anything like that, so it's you know, it's really, you know, upsetting. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.